Scorpio, and welcome to your September, early October reading. So let's start with this. First and foremost, thank you very much for all your clicks and for all your comments. Greatly appreciated always. So guys, I just figured out how YouTube algorithm works. They're sort of like rewarding the percentage of videos viewed, which means with my videos 30, 40, 50 minutes, you're watching it in installments when you can squeeze in, but YouTube kind of like completely creates it in a different picture. So I have two options: either to give you mini readings, as basically looks like some other readers were smarter and they figured out, or to do the proper reading, but then you really need to like and share, and this is why you are getting highlights. So I would really please ask you to first of all check if you're subscribed, and second of all to really like and comment and share. So let's see, you have a jumper, 7 of Wands. And by the way, I kind of like have this new system: more clicks, more likes, the faster you get your reading. You're sign number 8, so 12 signs, you're not in the top 6. So I'm generally not looking at the jumpers, but I'm going to make this exception because this one sounded like kind of like really important as it was jumping out, right? And plus, you know, reversed 7 of Wands is really generally the card that talks about, you know, needing to tackle those people who are, you know, kind of challenging us. There are people who, how to put it, they're never satisfied, right? So they always feel that somehow they are worthy, and if this happens to you, well, you didn't deserve it. You kind of like got it through, you must have got it through means that was not honest, right? So I know, like, I mean, men would say that the woman slept with somebody to get somewhere. You know where I'm going with this, right? So Wands are generally after actions, and 7 of Wands reversed is like that somebody is definitely feeling overwhelmed, or maybe somebody has a feeling of inferiority, kind of like feeling weak, and maybe they'll try to kind of like take you down just because you know, you are not going to have it. So that was like clearly a message that Spirit wanted to convey. Look at that, you're having more. You are having the Empress and the Emperor, but the Emperor is reversed. And then you're also having a 4 of Wands and 9 of Wands. And here is like this pen in this particular, you know, painting. And pen is pretty much to me like devil. And he is kind of like luring her into something very non-traditional rendition of this. So it does tell me there is somebody in your life who has been extremely important. Either them to you or you to them, or both, where one partner is still standing, another partner maybe one partner still wants to do that and move it forward, and another one doesn't. Like, I mean, there are like 3 horoscope signs that are really jumping out over here: Taurus, Libra, and Aries. So either that, or there are the energies of these signs, right? So Aries and Libra are the same axis, which is really talking about there's somebody always, maybe it's hard to figure it out because they might be very aggressive on one hand, and then you want to tackle down their aggression, but then they become very sweet and compromising, and then like, oh, you know, I don't want to jump the gun kind of a thing. It's really, really hard for you to tackle. Maybe somebody's even telling you, well, you're the woman of my dreams, or you're a man of my dreams, and it's even making it harder, right? And so it's either hot or cold kind of in the situation. Maybe there is somebody who kind of like wants to take these things further, and maybe you kind of like feel really embattled with bruises and everything that have happened in this kind of combination that has been going on over there. So it's going to be really interesting over here when we get a reading to see what more I can see here. So Scorpio, 1st September and early October. So look at that, Libra is showing up again, and this one too. as well. And this is the first major also on the top of it. So look at this card. It's really, look at it. It's the big eye, and it is really showing. It's like all knowing. It's the light. It's sort of like the light inside of us, right? And it almost looks like this is universal justice versus people justice. Let me see if I'm able to zoom this in and to show you a little bit kind of like close up. Yeah, believe it or not, it's already zoomed, so not much luck there. So first, let me start also with saying that I am designating this as one of my basically 4.5 or 5 karma cards. To me, this is one of the most important cards in this entire deck of 78. This card represents, like usually they say justice is blind, right? So here we have like this comparison side to side with 2 different versions right next to it, right? So this card represents, of course, justice and fairness, truth, the law. It's a really good card when shows up in the reading, especially upright, right? So you're being called to kind of account for your actions, and you are going to be judged accordingly. And it looks like you have taken good steps over here, right? So also there is like this question of are you in alignment with your higher self, and are you doing this for the greater good, like of others, or like you're just like simply looking how the sweet you is going to get ahead, right? That is going to be the question over here. If you haven't done, and excuse me, let's see how it's like, if you haven't done it, it's going to be fanfare, right? Because your sign has another karma card which is called judgment, and there is like this big angel and saying, okay, this is it, I'm drawing the line in the sand, and let's see what you did, and we are doing this kind of calculation over here, right? So this card is also about compassion and understanding. So let's say you haven't done it. Let's say, oh no, Kat, I had my own failings, and oh gee, what now? And I'm pretty sure you're not really despairing at this stage, but let's say like you're a very conscientious person and you're saying, okay, I really want to be a responsible person for my action, I want to be accountable. Then basically this is really talking about, yeah, understanding that compassion is going to be the key this particular month. If you guys are seeking justice, then this card is clearly positive sign that it's going to be served. You might actually be a part of a legal case. Maybe you're waiting for some kind of judgment or final judgment from the courts or some kind of like government body or institution, and ruling will be passed down really, really shortly. Especially this card is also saying kind of like you need to think through things over here, right? And once decision is kind of like made, you really need to accept it. You must accept it. There are sort of like no retrials or second chances over here. This also doesn't necessarily always addresses our legal matters, right? This can really talk about when we have to make an important choice, right? What do we do? And that maybe could be a potential for long-term repercussions of some kind, right? So you need to also take in account that it's going to be some impact on your decisions, that your decisions will actually really have on your well-being and also on well-being of others. We're going back to this compassion, looking what is the best for everybody. And this is hard because we humans tend to be selfish. We do want things to further ahead, and sometimes decisions, what we want for us and what is the best is not in alignment, right? But this is why this card is showing up. So you need to ask yourself, do I stand by my decisions, and do I accept all the consequences of my actions, right? Because then the next question would be like, if I'm standing in somebody else's shoes and they're going through the same situation, how would they respond? So if you cannot with sort of like open heart say, well, this is great, yes, I should go with it, then try to dig deeper, kind of like go into the depths, known scorpionic depths of what do you think is right and wrong, until where you really figure out, okay, I feel okay here. This is that place of strength. This is that place of integrity. I would feel really good about it, right? Because you need to remember that at its really kind of like core, this card is about the search for truth. And as you kind of like explore it, you will really discover that really things are not really clear cut as maybe you thought, right? So you need to be prepared to kind of like dip sort of like in that deep, dark, murky waters and explore what basically truth means to you, right? So be aware, be considerate, and kind of like think about what is your belief system. That looks like it's going to be very prominent this particular month. So, and then the opening card is the King of Pentacles, Mr. or Mrs. Taurus over here. It is reversed. So this could be the energy of some kind of nesting energy, and somebody really wants so much. This very much like this Empress and the Emperor that we had could speak about the past partner, somebody who you could been married to or live with, somebody who represented a mover and shaker in your life at some point. And somebody who is maybe unhappy currently to the point that maybe they're asking for money, or like, I mean, they're messing up some kind of like structures in your life. Because remember, Pentacles are always about money and about pragmatic things. It's a physical world over here that we are really talking about, right? So when Kings, which should be the pinnacle of the suit, reverse, it's really talking about instability. They're not in control, and they are trying to, well, actually they're trying to control everything, and they're trying to take that control away from you. This can be abusive person, and and you're like really kind of like wondering how to behave around this person. We all know, like when we go to Christmas or Thanksgiving with families, there's always that crazy uncle or somebody, nobody's really engaging in anything deep. And this is crossed. Whoa, now that's interesting. It's kind of like somebody is in a way, because this is almost the beginning of the suit and this is the end. This also could mean to me, my dear Scorpio, that you have come to the end of the road, that it will make sense with the karma card coming through. End of the road, I don't mean by that, well, you're going to drop dead tomorrow. Nope, not at all. This is spiritually growing. You are one of more spiritual signs, and you experience things really deeply, even though at times you're not necessarily really talking about it in the same way. You see, this ace is my favorite ace. It is like when you finally realize in life, oh my gosh, you know, I cannot run and chase the stuff, and I tried to use every single shortcuts, and I ended up in the same light where I was like 2 hours ago. So this is kind of like saying, oh, okay, this is it. I will do it right. I'll do it right. It also offers prosperity and stability, very much like somebody trying to control. Maybe somebody is affecting your stability. Maybe somebody is affecting some new beginning over here, and there is like something that you really feel that there is like really good for you, right? And you feel really stifled about this entire situation over here. Very strong combination here. And we have like 6 of Swords. This is a lovely rendition in this deck. It is usually my Bridge over Troubled Waters card. It could be a card of travel. It could be card of hopes. It could be card of lovers. It could be card of, well, I really want right now to kind of like move on. But it came reversed. So it's almost like coming back, recalling some old situation. You see, these are the problems. She is well aware she has them. She knows that certain things will be carried on with her, that she cannot leave everything behind. But when she's reversing and when she's going, she's basically saying to herself, this is ahead of me. I have to deal with these issues. When this is reversed, she is basically saying, okay, maybe I was in a space where I thought I dealt with something, or I'm coming back. It's almost like returning to the situation which maybe haven't been that great, but you're returning to the situation nonetheless. Keep in mind that swords are usually about, good and evil. It's almost like that would be a God's messenger. It's somebody who just really wants to quickly say something, and they have a mission to deliver so many more messages, so they can be sometimes really, really abrupt, right? So swords always kind of like have a little bit kind of like edgy quality in it, right? So her mission almost like maybe has been swift. She just basically took the crest of her family, something that kind of people recognize, and she kind of like moved on in night, right? So this can talk about also delays, and also kind of like I see some procrastination. There is like something over here that clearly we need to be addressed this particular month. So let's see what basically, guys, was in your past. Hi, Matrix. Here is like my Scorpio guy. He's maybe Scorpio, he's maybe Taurus. I'm not completely sure. He's exhibiting qualities of both. And I have another Scorpio guy right here next to me, October 26th, my doggy. So Matrix is joining us here. Look at that. You're getting like 7 of Wands. There is like the situation that I was just telling you about. Maybe you're going to have both sides of the equation, where you will really maybe defending yourself from somebody and something, and maybe it's going to be a situation where like you're going to be the one drawing this line in sand and deciding how things are going to be run, right? 7 of Wands is always a good card. It's kind of like reinforcement. I'm a champion for a reason. I achieved this. It's that part where you're holding something tight to your chest, right? Where people want to have what you have. Remember this Meg Ryan movie, Sleepless? Yeah, was it Sleepless in Seattle? No, it was. I remember. I don't know what the movie is, like when she had that orgasm in the restaurant, right? So this is about that. It might be some kind of like challenge that you've been through, that's something that has been posed. Maybe something was very difficult to decide. Maybe even it could have been several people that you really needed to deal with or wonder, right? Because there is like this duality that I'm seeing over here in your cards. So that's actually quite interesting. So what is ahead of you? What is really your goal? And this is like my half karma card when I call him 4.5. The reason why it's half, and here we have Aquarius, we have Scorpio, we have Taurus, and we have Leo. And this is like my Scorpio drinking water right next to me that you are hearing. This is the infinity, if you can see it hidden in here. And this is the circle. It's fully complete. Just like what I saw here, like I'm seeing that theme kind of like coming up. And what is really important about that, it's kind of like feeling that maybe you had this karmic lesson. Maybe in this karmic lesson you really kind of like had some kind of like final destination. Like in life when we are like little girls, little boys, well, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be this, I want to be that, and then life works out differently. Maybe the ideas that we had were not even bright ideas to start with. So here it is like, look, it is like the end of one phase, right? It is kind of like completion and satisfaction and fulfillment. You guys wanted to travel. You're really dedicated. Like you are willing to work. You're willing to defend your goals, your life. But you guys also have this destination. You have a clear knowledge where you are going and what you really want to accomplish. This is actually totally cool over here. So what is like imminently ahead of you is a Chariot. This could be career goals. It could be something that is kind of like getting in your head and you're wanting this. Look at this. Like now we have 2 sevens. They're mirroring each other. This is also very spiritual. Spiritually, you're going to have different spiritual makeup. You're going to change your style, and you will really not compromise very much. It's going to be, look at him here, It's almost like he's holding it as a gun. This is not the best way to defend with a wand, but in his head he's seeing something like more powerful, more important. Where here he has these two horses, both, each of them really want to go in their own direction. They really need to be governed by the sheer will and the sheer strength that what he wants to do, right? A chariot is really the representation of willpower and self-assurance. Like the confidence is like at all-time high, right? This is really reminding us, like, I mean, we are on the right path, continue, and you're going to get taste of that medicine, how great it feels when things are in the zone. I think that's probably should be the name of this video, like, right? This is kind of like ensuring victory over any obstacle. Well, usually this happens when you have lots of obstacles, and maybe this is why you're returning to clean and clear everything that maybe has been in the past. So let's see inside. We have another 7. It's a 7 of Pentacles. It is reversed. So 7 of Pentacles is always talking about adjustment. To me, it would be, okay, look, she's holding this lavender. It's maybe she really needed to catch a break. Maybe she was wondering like what she needs to do to kind of like continue. It almost like looks in this particular deck. In the other ones, like we clearly see the bushes that should be trees, but she has this walking stick. She's kind of like relying upon something. And then I don't really think there is room for the 8th one or the 9th one. So this, and this particular deck, it almost like that there is like somebody who has reached the potential, and the little owl that we see over here, I don't know if it's a bird or an owl, to me it really suggests wisdom. But this reversed. So you are feeling, you're almost like feeling and getting rid of dead weight. You are maybe feeling there's like something not workable. Look at this 3 7s. This is maybe part of your new makeup. You're saying, whoa, I keep doing this and spinning circles around you and saying, look at this and look at that. And maybe it's me who is crazy, and maybe I shouldn't be really continuing this, right? So this really talks about re-evaluation of some kind of like kind, and maybe you're not going to be trusting as much as you were giving credit to some people in your life as you did before. Keep in mind, like this is the dominant card in this your deck over here. So let's see what is happening from the outside. And then we have like this 3 of Pentacles. There are like people in your life who don't want to build something, and I really think this is what's happening over here. You're saying you don't want to build it, that's just fine, that's okay, right? 3 of Pentacles means that somebody is not a part of a deal. It's somebody is really not creating that harmony. To me, this is the ultimate kind of like teamwork card. And it looks like that kind of like you are, and maybe this is why you're so defending. You're saying, okay, let's talk about it. Let's see what you want. Let's see why is this way. But I'm not going to beg you. If that's the way it should be, well, let it be this way. Kind of, you are really approaching this, and pardon me, moving camera. I just want you to see it. Well, maybe I should unzoom it. That probably would be a simpler solution. So let's see what is in your hopes and in your fears. And you're having a King of Swords reversed. Why is that? This is talking about equilibrium. King of Swords is so the top man in sword suit, right? So now you're talking about somebody who is really keen on balance. He's also very intellectual, authoritarian. There's like lots of strength and fairness, right? So this is clearly what you're hoping for. You really want things to kind of like really work out, because look at that. two karma cards showing up with the same kind of like underlying note. But you're also afraid possibly of other people. Maybe this King of Pentacles. Maybe you have two people around you, because this is somebody who is indecisive and maybe even cruel and maybe even abusive. So I'm really sad to hear this, because I'm clearly seeing this, guys, here, that you have been getting away from some kind of situation which it was not comfortable. It just didn't feel right. It could have been even painful. And I clearly see that why you don't want to be in the same situation all over again. Hermit. This is not loneliness. This is wisdom, people. Absolutely wisdom, meditation. It is connectivity. Sometimes we just go out with our friends and, you have like so much spiritual showing up here in your reading. This is going to be a big shift. And in the shift, you're going to feel that you have recharged your batteries, that you have new juice for, let's say, next 6 months. And you are not going to just roll over people, which sometimes Chariot does that, right? You are going to really take everything in. And you're going to take this in with grace, right? Hermit is like that beautiful card that really talks about understanding how things work, understanding how hard you can hit and when it's time to kind of like completely withdraw, right? So he's holding this lantern, because like this is shedding the light. It's almost like, I really think in your case, giving the combination that you have over here, is that you need to shed light on the past to evolve in the future. So it is going to be contemplation. It's going to be a little bit of tapping yourself on the shoulder, but you're going to say to yourself, wait a minute, the reason why I'm here is because I followed the path which was right. Remember, I gave you a big speech about that. The consciousness, developing on consciousness, developing on compassion. This is going to be that month where you're going to see how everything that you have been doing and maybe not seeing results is actually really coming and pulling things together and working out perfectly well for you. So let me grab one more card over here to seal your reading, Scorpio. I would like to see what's going on over here in your end. And no more putting you in a corner, Scorpio. You are having completely different spine, completely different things, and you really know who you are. And you got card Rescue. Look at how beautiful this really is. So let me read this one for you. It says, you are always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that is what you need to know as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask, and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine, and you will see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need for fear. Safety is a place within. That's pretty much it, guys. You really will have some super special powers this month. You can turn people around, you can make things happen, you can launch a job, and you're going to feel and want to do that for the right reasons. There will be no compromise, because if you try to stay away, if you try to get out of that tangent that is pushing you forward toward a better future, you're going to be stopped, and you're going to realize that you really have to return and do it right. So do it right the first time, my dear Scorpio. Again, guys, thank you for clicking so far. Thank you for supporting my channel. If you are not a subscriber, it would be great if you just click on this button to get more stuff. And don't forget to check your ascendant and check your moon sign, because that's also a nice puzzle in the general reading. But of course, grab the reading for yourself from my website. Private readings are always the best, and take advantage of my promo, which is really, really good for tarot aficionados. My love goes to you guys. This is going to be a wonderful month. You'll be a wonderful person to get this energy to rub off of me. I'm living with Scorpio over here, and hopefully, you know, I'm going to get that energy coming from his side. Love you guys. All the best, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm responding to all your comments. Love you guys. Bye bye.